briefcase?
Yep.
I'm going to be really annoying today.
Why pick today out of all days?
Because it's way more fun and it's way earlier than normal.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because it's Friday.
Oh, yeah, it is Friday. Wait.
Yeah, 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Friday.
Let's go.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movies, television, video games, and more. My name's Adam.
And I'm Oliver.
And today we're going over Loki, Season 2, Episode 5, the penultimate episode. We're doing a two-parter here. The next one will be Invincible, but we're going to talk about Loki first. How'd you feel?
Pretty good. Pretty satisfied, actually. It seems like we got a lot of, things right up in the knot.
Yeah. So we open up, boom, right after the...
Right after
go to the black,
biggest fucking cliffhanger.
Like the go to black, and we have Loki opens his eyes and no one is there.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he time slips after he walks away. So we got the time slipping back, which we saw in the trailer, and he time slips to what seems to be Alcatraz. Well, is Alcatraz in
where we
1962. Fucking Casey. Casey is a criminal.
It's pretty
in his
dope.
Past life.
It's kind of cool.
A klepto, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later on, but yeah.
Yeah. So we get to Casey, and then he goes over to B-15, where she's a doctor. And
I think a pediatrician. Because
pediatrician. And then after that, we go to Mobius, who is Dawn, who is
selling jet skis.
Jet ski salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense.
Also, who sells jet skis?
Still wish he was
I've never
bold.
seen a jet ski sailor. Seller.
Doesn't mean he's not bold and the brave. It means that this branch timeline,
he's just a jet ski.
Doesn't mean he's not bold and the brave on the sacred timeline.
I don't think so. I feel like they would have sold that already.
I don't know, because Loki said he didn't even realize who that was. So maybe Loki never met Boulder.
Ew, come on. You
never
gotta
know.
meet Boulder.
Or maybe on one of the timelines he's Boulder. Who knows?
Boulder is kind of a dickhead.
They brought it up for a reason.
You think Loki's a dickhead? Boulder is supposedly
the thing is they brought it up, and I don't think it was just for comedic purposes to say oh,
because they only brought it up once.
But Boulder the Brave was supposed to be in Doctor Strange, so it's they were planning for him to be a bigger character. So for them to include that into Loki, knowing what they were trying to do, definitely seems like they're hinting towards either revealing it to be the Daniel Craig variant of him, or that Mobius is this sacred timeline variant of him. Whether or not he dies or not,
they kind of sold us in the beginning where it's oh, he's Boulder the Brave because he saved Loki in the first episode, I believe.
Kinda, yeah. So
but later on he's yeah, Loki's better of it because he doesn't want to go back out there again.
No. And so we open up with that, so he gets to see all these people, and then he finds OB before he became OB, and he is a science fiction author.
A not very successful.
Buys his own book.
Yep.
And so he's planting his book in all these libraries, apparently. And
that's a good plan.
He gets confronted by Loki, who Loki tries to explain to him what he tried to explain to everyone else, to which he's like, yeah, I believe you. I wrote science fiction. I know what this is. So he talks to him about the TVA and everything, and OB basically tells him I can't develop a time pad in time or a temp pad in time. So Loki starts going to recruit everyone else, to which he goes back to Dawn, where he's outside with his kids, which Dawn's kids fucking amazing. Where'd you get the matches? I stole them. Don't you run away.
Runs away.
And then gets his other kid yeah, I'll get you something. I'll get you a dog.
I'll get you a puppy if you chase him down. Yeah. He's and something else?
A snake.
He's yeah, and a snake? Yeah. We'll talk about it later. We'll negotiate.
Yeah. So that was awesome.
Single death? What the fuck is that?
Best thing ever for Mobius. So we essentially get a backstory for all these characters in some way, shape, and form. But Loki confronts Mobius and explains to him the TVA, to which Mobius kind of is a little
agitated.
Yeah, he's not on board because he kind of thinks he's about to hit Loki with a fucking wrench, to which OB shows up with a temp pad, to which Loki's like, you figured that out? He's like, yeah.
And I like the
17, 19 months, but my wife left me.
Yeah, I took some time because my wife and kids left me, but it's fine. I like the glitchiness of the portal because of how new it is. So
Yeah,
that was
it's
a good
prototype kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
that was a good add-in.
So they go and grab everyone. They start explaining to everyone, and then Loki needs to get one more person, which is Sylvie.
Okay, we're good.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go to Sylvie, to which Loki's about to like tell her like, hey, all this is going on. She's like, wait, shut up. I know what's going on. This motherfucker's gonna see.
I don't think No, I'm good. Okay. I'm good.
I thought you were getting emotional for a second, but I was like, okay. Sylvie,
Yeah.
I love her.
During every V acting, I have to make sure I sneeze. So I make sure I pull out the crying scheme.
So he gets to Sylvie, and Sylvie's like, yeah, I know who you are, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, the timelines are slipping. Who gives a shit? And he doesn't get her back. And she goes off to her favorite record store and starts talking to people and starts listening to music. And
This was a cool sequence.
Everything starts spaghettiing around her.
Spaghetti. I love that scene when the owner of the record store is like starting to running to try and save Sylvie.
Yeah.
Or like let her know, and he's like running down the fucking aisle. And it's just spaghetti behind him, and he just.
Yep.
That was really cool.
And so Sylvie like temp pads the fuck out of there with He Remains temp pad. And when she gets to the rest of them, they're all talking, and all of a sudden they can't find a temp pad.
Can we point out why did Sylvia remember everything and not anyone else?
Because she wasn't part of that TVA to get wiped.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Just like Loki wasn't part of the TVA to get wiped.
Okay. I see.
So since they're variants of each other,
they know, yeah.
Weird still. But anyways, then you have they all get there, they're starting to talk, and she's like, okay, we have to go back, and they're about to go grab the temp pad. Temp pad's gone. Then Casey starts spaghettiing, and then OB starts spaghettiing, and then Mobius tries to run away, and he spaghettis. Then P15, and then Sylvie, and then Loki sees everything around him going away, and then finally he masters what OB said, which is control your time skipping, and he controls it,
and he does,
and he goes back to the right before that happens, and when he gets there, we now have a way to,
Loki to hop in and out anywhere he wants.
Yes. And we are kind of left there.
Right.
With him figuring out how to change some things. So now we got to go back to... Because he basically says, I figured out, I know how to stop this.
Do you think Loki is the one who stole that temp pad in the beginning?
Maybe.
Or not in the beginning, but in the end.
No, I think that was still the spaghettiing of things.
I don't think so. I think
they
Loki.
Didn't show the spaghetting of the temp pad. Yeah,
right. I think Loki, for some reason,
either Loki or someone else.
I think Loki booped back, took that temp pad for some sort of reason.
Yeah.
In order for him to.
This has definitely seemed a lot of
It's very loophole-y, like Ouroboros, yes.
Meaning the snake eating its tail, the whole thing of him.
Right, because we didn't point out the part where Loki booped into himself, saying hello when he picks up the book to give to Obi.
Yeah, so he's going into this thing, but when he goes back at the end of it, the last scene we see is he goes right back to before Victor Timely went out.
Yes.
To that.
Yeah, that's the end.
So now
it's
I'm assuming that in the finale episode, and we'll get into some theories, but before that, here's a word from our sponsor.
Thank you for BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you can just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to a therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional cost. With BetterHelp, you can get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you. Any scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. Just get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/nerdlocker. The link is going to be right down below in the description. Man, I can't believe how addicting Cinnamon Toast Crunch is.
Right?
What are you wearing?
A shirt?
You're into scary movies, right?
Kinda.
I see it. Anyway, there's a sick brand that I know of. They make a bunch of like horror-esque type of. Here, I tell you what. Let me just. Better.
Oh. I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
You know who makes that?
Who?
Seventh Ink.
Really?
All artwork, original.
Whoa, that's
Yeah, you got little bats on you.
But what about you?
What about me?
Oh. But what about your mask? Oh. Well,
Get off the dipshit.
I mean, these shirts are awesome though. Like they're really comfortable. They fit nice. Like
Honestly,
this
that's
is
why I
great.
threw one at you. This is pretty lightweight. They don't shrink. And
Yeah.
it's like it's just like come on, just look at me.
This is great. You know what? Want to grab some popcorn and watch a scary movie?
What's your favorite scary movie? What the was that? What?
And we're back.
Oh no, I'm not ready. I didn't know you were gonna say that.
I had the hand up and everything.
What do you mean hand
Sorry
up?
guys about me being out of focus for the last few parts of this. I did not realize my camera's on different focus.
Hand up.
Anyways,
Barely a hand.
so we basically get into what I believe is Loki's gonna go back, and I think he's gonna go and run into the
Instead
temporal
of
loom
Victor, it's
instead of
gonna be him.
Victor. Which, with his magic dampeners down, he can use his magic to make sure he doesn't spaghettify. He can use like multiple versions of himself. You know how like he duplicates himself, and each one can until he gets to the end. You know, like which one, like the last one matters, kind of thing.
Right.
So there's that.
be kinda
Sylvie
neat.
could decide to go in and just die.
Sylvie's not gonna go in.
I don't know.
I think this is a Loki moment.
But
like a
I just
very
don't know if
pinnacle
Sylvie
Loki.
gets to Secret Wars.
I think honestly, I think Sylvie's gonna die or be at.
That's what I'm saying. Like
be at
Sylvie might be
Macca's
the one to go
forever.
do it, because the thing is like you think
No,
about,
I think Sylvie's gonna be on Macca's forever. She's gonna promote it. She's gonna be manager.
But yeah. Well, the reason I say it is just because of plot development and character development. Like, does Thor really need to meet Sylvie? No.
No.
But Thor does need to to see Loki again.
Right.
This version of him. So like, Loki's gonna survive out of this.
Wait, hold on.
Thor's not.
Another thing.
I mean, not Thor. Sylvie's not.
So like,
Thor's
if
alive,
Loki
guys.
pops up in front of Thor, this is 2012 Loki, who has lived differently through the other Loki that we know that died.
He saw his life.
Thanos. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did, but like, are we gonna get the same relationship?
I think what we're gonna get, no, because we don't have that time with both of them. But this Thor has seen a Loki that has gone to the good side, so I think that Thor will be more open-minded to this version of Loki.
But is Loki gonna be open-minded to Thor?
Yes, I do think so. I think he definitely feels like he wants to have that moment with Thor. Now that he's had so much character development and the way he talked to Mobius, I think for him, his character does need to see Thor again and apologize and work with him.
Yo, it's actually kind of insane to think that like you have to develop the same character twice to be bad to good.
In a way, yeah. And I mean, so without them like diminishing the MCU, they can always send Loki back to a different branch timeline where it's like from 2012 on where he's good. You know what I mean? Like where Thor the Dark World didn't happen, where all this stuff, like he could just live off on his own timeline. But from the moment of 2012 when he like zooped away to when he zoops right back, kind of thing, and maybe like do some time in the prison that they have and then eventually like redeem himself out of it. So maybe we might get that. Or that could be how the season ends, where he goes back to that timeline, and then when we get to Secret Wars, he pops back out of that timeline with whatever memories.
Picture
and,
that,
life
but
he
like
lived.
you have to keep in mind. So let's say even though Thor accepts Loki for Loki, this is 2012 Loki, Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the rest of the fucking Avengers that are still around are gonna accept Loki for
In 2012
Loki.
or now?
No, we don't know where he's gonna pop in.
Well, if he goes back to 2012 into a branch timeline, obviously you're going to want him in jail, but he could redeem himself out of jail. If he pops up into this timeline, like the sacred timeline, I think that most of the people that had an issue with Loki are dead.
Cool.
They are.
Kinda
Iron
neat.
Man's dead.
Well, yeah,
Black
Iron
Widow's
Man.
dead. Like the people he really messed with, the only one would probably be Hulk. But even then, he's more Hulk. At least as
He just
Professor
really
Hulk,
hates
is very
stairs.
level-headed.
He does hate stairs. I know that.
No, that was Hulk. Professor Hulk. We're talking about a different.
Oh,
group.
that
Remember,
one.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
in current timeline,
Yeah.
you got Professor Hulk who
And
has
then
the mind of
Ant-Man
Banner.
doesn't know him.
Ant-Man never met him.
Spider-Man never met him.
No, Captain America's gone
Yeah.
at this point. Hawkeye is also technically
He's
gone.
gonna be basically retired.
Hawkeye's the only person that really was affected by Loki because he controlled him.
He controlled him.
But even then, I feel like Hawkeye, out of all of the Avengers, would be like, hold on, this is a different guy than I met back then. You know, like he would notice right away because he could read people very easily. That's like one of his things. Like he knows, that's Black Widow. Like, I can read you. I know you're a good person. So I think he would see Loki and be like, wait, you're different.
You're not the same Loki.
The other ones, on the other hand, like I said, the only other person is Hulk, and Hulk is kind of like I've also been referred to as like an anti-hero or like a villain at times. Like That's
agree really with Loki. Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Whereas opposed to, like I said, Iron Man's dead, Cap is gone, Widow's gone.
I think it's kind of.
I think that's it. Yeah. So
okay,
the people that would have known Loki don't really know. And then also even in Infinity War, he came back with, again, Hulk would like him because of Ragnarok.
Oh yeah.
So Hulk wouldn't have an issue with him. So literally the only person would be Hawkeye.
And
even then he knows how to and he knows how to read people. If they bring Jeremy Renner back, which after his unfortunate accident, I don't know how quickly he's going to return to the MCU. So we don't really have a lot to worry about if he comes back.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Except for Thor.
Yeah.
And that's the only person. And even then, like I said, Thor has seen a good side of Loki, so it's not like he's going to disbelieve Loki could be good. He might disbelieve that this is a Loki in general. He might think it's like an illusion or like another villain or Hela or blah, blah, blah. Because he's been through fucking eternity with God of Love and Thunder. So like he's seen some cosmic shit. So like he might not believe this is real at first, but then maybe he will. Who knows? Or he might see him and kill him instantly. Who knows?
That'd be kind of cool.
I doubt it, though. I really doubt it because Thor's last memory was him trying to, like, literally seeing his brother die, trying to save him from Thanos. I highly doubt his first reaction is going to be attack. It's probably going to be like, he's probably going to think this is the same Loki that died.
It's going to be disbelief.
Yeah, he's probably going to think it's this person. And then he's going to be like, no, actually, I'm from 2012. And then explain that in Secret Wars.
Yeah, just squished up.
I'm not the same Loki.
Not the same Loki I used to.
Yeah.
Get off me.
Yeah. Be kind of in that way, yeah. Like, I think, and then maybe Sylvie, if she does survive, would come through and then he'd, like, explain.
I kind of hope Sylvie dies.
I do too, because I don't think Loki needs that crutch.
Although, I want Loki Alligator to live.
Well, so this is what I'm saying. Like, with Kang Dynasty coming up, we know that Loki knows the Kang. So, like, if he shows up, he's going to be very essential to the team. But, like, if he looks at Kang and says, like, oh, for your reason, like, Sylvie died, blah, blah, blah. And if Sylvie does survive, will she go back to being, like, you're a Kang variant, I want to kill you? You know what I mean? Like she is now.
Yeah.
So it's like, either way, I feel like either one of them is going to want to attack that Kang.
So here's the thing.
And I think that's where Thor might be like, wait a minute,
reason,
you are like Loki.
We've had two examples where the only reason Sylvie wants to help out is because her world where she works at fucking Macca's lives. That's the life she wants.
Yeah.
I think that branch is gonna live, and that's where she will be.
I still have a very, 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 very strong feeling, and I could be completely fucking wrong, but I'm going to say this out loud. I fully believe that this branch she's in is our 838 universe, the one that we went to with Wanda in Multiverse of Madness, that has Mr. Fantastic, the Illuminati.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the X-Men universe that we're in.
Could be, but I mean,
because they keep showing it multiple times.
They have showed that Macca's a lot.
They showed that timeline. It's like that timeline is so important because it didn't go away in the whole fucking bombing either. They never got to it. So it's like,
so it's definitely some sort of significance. So Sylvie is definitely going to come back, but I don't think in Secret Wars. I think
probably in not Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, but in Secret
Kang
Wars,
Dynasty is probably going to be her like return.
No, not Kang Dynasty is before.
Oh shit!
So you're saying Secret Wars she'll come in, not Kang Dynasty?
Yes. Yes.
So Avengers 6, not 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's like her place is sitting there until we get there.
Yeah, probably
because she's trying so hard to save. McDonald's isn't great, guys.
No, but the thing is if you think about it, she's going back to this timeline every single time to preserve it, right? And if they go back in time to right before, because we see where Loki ends up, right before Victor Timely goes out there. So in that specific moment of time, all the timelines have been bombed except for 4. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where it's like you have the sacred timeline, and then you possibly have the Fox universe, the Sonyverse, and the animated universe.
Right.
So if they go back and stop all of them from blowing up, do they just save those 4?
I guess.
Like,
and they continue.
and we still get our X-Men universe. Like maybe one of those
He still has a boop boop boop.
Yeah. So what that tells me is, let's say if that is true, that means that the universe she's in is either the X-Men universe, the Sony universe, or the animated universe. We just don't see it as animated right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like whatever universe she's in, if we're going by the other movies that have been made in the past, then it's got to be one of those 3. Yeah. So it's like more than likely it's not animated. So more than likely it's either Sony or Fox. And I think it's Fox, considering this goes right into Deadpool.
Yeah,
and the
Deadpool
TBA's involved
like
in Deadpool 3.
Thing, and
yeah,
that's gonna be that makes sense.
Because it's 1983, which would take place, but by
Striker?
which one? No, which one was the 80s? X-Men Apocalypse.
That was the 80s?
Because Dark Phoenix was the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Because First Class was the 70s, and they kept going forward a decade, and they never fucking aged. Sorry, I'm going on a rant here, but those X-Men movies really threw me through a loop.
I don't age either.
No, I'm saying like
neither does Will Smith.
The First Class was in 1971. Oh, I heard. The next one's in 1983. You tell me 12 years passed and they all look the exact fucking same when they were supposed to be in their like
I can call
early
Will Smith
20s
right now, because from Men in Black 1 to Men in Black 2,
from Fresh Prince to Confession,
from Fresh Prince to Pursuit of Happiness, same dude.
Yeah, to Concussion to I Am Legend, all the same dude. But regardless, it just doesn't make sense because of the time period, like 10 years, and then all of a sudden 10 years after the 90s, now they look like fucking Ian McKellen. What happened? It was like you went right from James McAvoy in 1991 to Ian McKellen 9 years later. No,
a lot of stress.
Fucking. All I know is that if we look at it this way with X-Men movies, we could have, maybe it's just alternate. All of them are different timelines. First Class, Apocalypse.
Maybe.
The only thing I can see, and again, this is too much deposition for Deadpool 3, is Days of Futures Past.
Like, which is fucked up.
Things up.
I fucking hate that movie.
That movie could have like fucked some things up in some way, shape, or form, but I don't know. It really doesn't make sense to me. I do feel like Deadpool is not gonna maybe be seen at the finale.
When's Deadpool? Next year?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be seen in the finale next week, but I think they're definitely going to insinuate something about the Fox universe in some way.
I hope so.
Whether it be like a post-credit scene of like jumping in a different time, showing that Sylvie's in that time.
Fucking.
The only way is if one of the X-Men characters walks into the Macas to like
that'd be
something.
Really funny.
Yo, Wolverine, fucking Hugh Jackman.
It's not gonna be Wolverine.
It would be Ryan Reynolds. It would be Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Hey,
100%. Yeah. Can I get a Big Mac?
Oh, I see the curly fries are back.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Didn't see that on a commercial. Your finest Big Mac, please.
Have you seen his?
And then something happens.
Have you seen his latest commercial for like this like cable network? It's him and then Grant Gustin comes out.
Yes, I have seen.
And it's like, you're my favorite Barry.
Yes,
my favorite Hal.
yes.
I thought this was supposed to be nice.
I thought I have seen. Oh, I've heard it. I haven't seen it.
It's like, I thought you were supposed to be nice. It's like, yeah.
You're my favorite Hal.
Also,
my favorite Barry.
Grant Gustin in that, guys, like he has
like
now
a full beard
and longer hair, and I'm like,
I didn't recognize him at first. Yeah, I was like,
I would watch a fucking
hold on.
Could
that be an Easter egg? Are they gonna bring in? No, they can't.
That's DC now.
Yeah, I know it's DC.
I would see him coming in as a Marvel character because if fucking Taylor Swift might be Dazzler,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Like, what would last thing? What would you cast Grant Gustin as? Random X-Men character.
A random.
It could be recast.
Iceman.
You think Iceman?
I want him as Iceman.
I want him as Gambit.
Ooh,
with that hair, I want him as Gambit.
Well, right now, I was thinking like.
No, I meant like honestly, how he looks
either
now.
Iceman or maybe Ice. I know. I still want Iceman. Yeah.
You still want Iceman?
Yeah.
Watch it be like a fucking left field
fucking
Wolverine.
Nerd. Okay.
Wolverine.
Really quick before we end, give me your best impression of Loki slipping through time.
Okay.
No, I mean actually slipping through time, not trying.
I can't slip through time, bitch.
I know, but like,
Yeah, that's what he does. He struggles.
no, I
It
need you to
hurts.
do it like he has the voice that.
Go ahead. Show me.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
You want to try again?
Yeah, I'll try
Okay.
again. At the end, where can they find you?
You can find me on the Sphere 21 on any major social media platform except for TikTok. I'm Oliver Kahn VA.
You can find me at Amor Photography. You can find the studio at Archangel Studios Official, and you can find this podcast at Nerd Locker Podcast
On
wherever you get your podcast.
Any timeline, by the way,
Anytime.
except for this one.
Yep.
No.